just to confirm.
Yep, we can see your screen.
Awesome. All right, so automation light grids from SICK, we offer a large variant of automation light grids. Often you can choose from a great deal of detection, height, range, resolution, etc. And today we'll be talking about MLG2, which is one of our premium products in all the automation light grids that we've got. And it's got 3 different variants, which is called Pro, Prime, and ProNet, and the latest one being Web Checker. So MLG2 is one of the fastest light grids in the market, and any object that you want to detect that you can think of, you can detect from small objects to large objects to transparent objects in transparent mode, and also fast-moving objects under high-speed scan mode. It's got a very high resolution. Some of the high points of MLG would be that the beam spacing starts from 2.5 millimeters, which means that you can detect an object as small as 2.5 and up to 50 millimeters. And it's got a lot of functionality that you can configure through SOPAS, like cross beam measurement, which increases the resolution. It goes down to 1.25 millimeters. And then it's got 4 into zone measurement, which is basically you can set 4 zones. Say like you want to set from first beam to 25th beam as one zone, and whatever goes through that you want to measure, you can do that as well. And it's got a high-speed scan mode, which increases the speed of the MLG, and a transparent mode. And in terms of the connectivity, you can MLG2 has all the common industrial interfaces that you can think about. Say Ethernet IP, Profinet, Profibus, EtherCAT, IO link, analog output, etc. So this is all the products that we've got under automation light grids. So I'll probably classify this into 2. The one that you can see below are all the switching light grids, which means basically you can do applications like say object recognition, height classification, object position, etc. And then on the top, which starts from MLG2, Prime, Pro, and ProNet. And the latest one is Web Checker. You can do switching and measurement. So measurement, say for example, measurement of the internal diameter of an object, or volume box measurement, etc. So this graph gives you an idea of the price and performance. And Web Checker has got an accuracy of plus minus 0.3 millimeters. So let's get to the demo. I'll just show you a couple of things on SOPAS and light grid. So all right, so can you all see my setup, the light grid?
Yeah, we can see it.
Awesome. All right, so I'll just switch on SOPAS as well, that way. So can you all see my SOPAS screen, just to confirm?
Yep, we can see it.
Awesome. All right. So this is SOPAS. Basically, you have the first screen. I'm sure like I spoke about it. Once you connect the device, it pops up, and then you open the device. And this is the UI. And for all the different SICK products, you have different functions, so it might be different. So I'll just walk through the functionalities in MLG2. So here you can see on the left system, which basically gives you all the details like reproducibility, minimum presence time, response time, etc. And then you have different IOs. These basic functions, there's a lot of them. These are acronyms like NBB is number of beams blocked, EandM, which helps you in measurement applications. You can take this back to your PLC and then do the logic there if you want to measure, say, the internal diameter or the external diameter, etc. And on the right, you have system details, which gives you the type code, order number, vendor, skill number, etc. And then you have an option where you can unlock or lock the key button. And then you have the digital output that you can configure and the IO link interface. These are some of the options that you have. Teach-in, performance options where you can increase the response time, or if you want, you can increase the function reserve as well, which is basically, if you make it high, it's more resistant towards dust and sunlight. All right, so here now, a couple of things I'll show you is when you go to, say, the standard mode, right? Standard mode, there's 3 modes that you can teach the MLG with. The first is the standard mode. In standard mode, you can detect any opaque object or any object that you can think of which is non-transparent. So say, for example, I set it to 2 beams, right? And doing high classification. You can see the outputs here, Q1. So when I have like my car key, when I move this, if it's like 1, it won't give you an output. If it crosses that, it gives you an output, right? Now, say if I want to do an application like height measurement of a box, and say this is the height that I want, and so I increase it to 22. Now the output is off, but say I want an output if any object which is taller than this passes by. So when I keep an object on top of that, it gives you an output. Simple as that. That way you can do a lot of applications. And then you have something called as transparent mode. And also another thing, you can also see this is a circular object. It's got a hole in the middle. You can measure the internal diameter as well for measurement applications. Let's go to transparent mode. So transparent mode, as it says, you can detect any object which is transparent, like glass or objects which is made of PET, polyester. You can detect that. So like say if I move a glass in the middle, you can see it's giving you an output, right? And or like a beer glass that I have. So you can enable transparent mode if you have applications, wherein you want to detect or measure transparent objects. And then you have dust and sunlight mode, which basically means that if you have your environment is dusty, or if it's got like more solar radiation, then you can switch to dust mode. Basically, it increases the functional reserve, and the MLG gets more resistant towards dust. So to give you an example, let's say I cover it with a plastic bag, and on the other end, I have like a bounty paper, for example, right? So this is pretty much, as dusty as you can get. Now, if I teach this, right? You can see it's resistant. It's adapted its threshold to this level of dust. So when I move something in the middle, it's detecting, right? So you can enable dust and sunlight mode for dirty environments. And performance options, like I spoke about, you can increase the response time, or you can increase the function reserve, depending on the application. So this is the basic walkthrough or overview of one of our main premium automation language, MLG2. Okay. So I think any of you have any questions